Good morning and welcome to today's webinar. We are delighted to be hosting this webinar. My name is Jake O'Neill. I am a marketing manager here at Vuelio, and I'm delighted to say I am joined by a brand new colleague from ResponseSource. As many of you will now know, Vuelio recently acquired ResponseSource, and as part of that we can offer you new tools and products including the Journalist Enquiry Service. You can join in the conversation today in all the usual channels, on Twitter, on Facebook, and if you have any questions, you can email info@vuelio.com or use the chat window that should be on your screen right now. So, today we will be talking about the Journalist Enquiry Service, a unique tool, market-leading product in this sector, and it's a great pleasure to introduce you all to Tom Bettison, who is a product specialist on the Journalist Enquiry Service. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, yes, my name is Tom Bettison. I'm part of the ResponseSource team, and today I'll be talking you through our Journalist Enquiry Service in a bit more detail. Some of you hopefully may have come across the service before. If not, do not worry. We'll go through everything today with you. So, without further ado, let's go into a bit more detail on the service itself. So what the Journalist Enquiry Service effectively lets you do is see inquiries directly coming from journalists who are looking for help with any content that they are looking to publish. As you can see on the slide that we've got live at the moment, there's a number of inquiries that were live from yesterday, and so you can have a quick look through there and have an idea of the types of inquiries that we receive on a daily basis. And we can go into a bit more detail in those types of inquiries and filter them down into what's been sent out over the last few weeks and months. So from the first slide we've got here, we've got all the Royals, and you can see the number of inquiries that we've received for each Royal themselves, with Meghan leading the way, and then the rest of the Royals behind them. And these are the number of inquiries that we've had recently covering each individual. Again, we've got another slide here showing you all the inquiries that we've had through focusing on clothing, and you can see the breakdown for this, and it gives you more of an idea of the types of inquiries that we get coming through, and the same with drinks. And there's so many different inquiries coming through. There will always be something that should be relevant for you and either yourself or your clients. So let's give you a bit more information into the service itself and how it can work for you. So what it does is it effectively connects journalists to PRs. So a journalist will come directly through into our website, enter in the information that they're looking for, and that information will then get sent directly to you via email, and you can then reply straight back if it matches what you're looking to promote. It effectively turns the pitching process on its head. You know exactly what the journalists are looking for, and you can reply straight back and build that relationship with them and hopefully get some press coverage off the back of this. So as I said, the inquiries come directly into your own inbox, but in the back end of the service, in the My Account section, there are a couple of extras that can really help with any specific topics that you're looking to focus on. So for instance, here we've got our archive, and we're looking for the keyword of Christmas. And from that keyword, these are the inquiries that came through from yesterday when we did the search. So you can see here what it's doing is it's highlighting Christmas as a keyword for you, and anything related to that keyword, you can see exactly what each journalist is looking for. You can also see the media outlet that they've been a part of. We also did a similar search for Black Friday, with that only being the other day. So again, you can see all the inquiries that we've had come through. You can see that with Black Friday being highlighted, and you can see that we get a wide range of media outlets receiving on with these inquiries. They range anywhere from bloggers right the way through to journalists for national newspapers.
Thanks, Tom. And so we at Vuelio have made good use of the Journalist Enquiry Service ourselves. This is our wonderful colleague Kirsty, who is our webinar manager. She is demonstrating some of the incredible products that we received through the Journalist Enquiry Service. So, like you say, Tom, it's such a simple thing to use from both the journalist point of view, and then to manage all the inquiry responses that come through. These products, the boxes that Kirsty is surrounded by, were products that we requested for the Vuelio Blog Awards goodie bags. This is in just about 2 weeks worth of responses. I think we have about 15 different companies together supplying thousands and thousands of items, which really is going to make our Blog Awards an incredible event, and it's all thanks to the Journalist Enquiry Service. So it is a really simple thing to use, like you say.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a great thing about our service. I mean, for some of our clients, I know notably on the agency side, they use it as a special sort of secret tool that they have, and they keep it away from their own clients, but it's their own secret tool that they love to use and gain some promotion for their clients. What we do with the Journalist Enquiry Service is we split it out across a number of different industries, so you're not inundated with inquiries that are going to be completely irrelevant to you. There's a few ways that we filter this through. So one is through the categories. So first of all, you select only the categories that are going to be most relevant to you. The full list of those categories you can see in front of you now. And from here, you just select the categories that are relevant to you, and from there you can then filter those down even further. So on this slide here, we've got our requested information. So if there's anything in particular that you want to receive or anything that you don't want to receive, you can use the filters that we have here and start deselecting any of these as they go through. So you can see we've got requested information like competition prizes, reader offer. You can remove those if you want. If you're looking for stuff that's focused mainly around article or personal case studies, you can turn them on them yourselves, and this is fully functional through the back end of the service, and each of you will have your own individual login to tailor your preferences to. Further to this, you can also filter by media type and also by sender type. What a vast majority of our clients ask for is if they are able to remove people like bloggers if they're not relevant to the clients that they have. And so you can turn off each of these filters on the way through. Again, what it will do is it will not only narrow down the inquiries coming through for you, but it should also increase how relevant they are. And this is how it will turn out in your inbox. So as you can see in front of you, we've got this inquiry from The Guardian asking for some information about sponsoring employees through MBAs. This is a standard type inquiry that you'll see coming directly through into your inbox. And from here, you can reply a couple of ways. So one is just hitting reply on your inbox and then type away your information and send that back to the journalist. Or you can click through onto the scrambled email that's halfway down the page under the how to reply. The scrambled email, it does go directly back to the journalist, and you can then start building your relationship with the journalist from there. What will normally happen is, following your email, if it is something that the journalist wants to follow up on, they will contact you directly by either your email or your phone number. Just make sure you leave that in your email when you send out in the first place. The other type of email you might see is our daily digests. These come at twice a day, one around about 11:30 in the morning and the other one about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What these do is they list out all the inquiries that have gone out during the day, and it's a great way if you want to just get a general overview of the types of inquiries that have come through, rather than receive each individual email as and when that gets sent out. But what's the best way to reply to these inquiries? Well, our former owner, Darryl Wilcox, produced a blog post not too long ago and went through the 9 tips for responding to journalist inquiries. Darryl was a journalist himself, and so this is a great way of getting on top of exactly what the journalists are looking for. So you've got 9 tips, including respond promptly. Of course, the quicker you are with these, the better it is. Anything more than a couple of hours and you may be found at the bottom of the journalist email box. Be relevant. Of course, you'll know exactly what the journalist is looking for, and that's what they're trying to get their piece of content around. So if you can match exactly what they're looking for, the better it is for you. Stop buzzing. Don't use buzzwords or acronyms. It just can lead in the way of too much chat what you want with these inquiries to be very precise and get on with what you're looking to help them with. And of course, answer the question. That's fairly self-explanatory. If the journalist is telling you what they're looking for, line it up for them. Continuing on, we've got be unique. Make yourself stand out from everybody else. With a number of these inquiries, there can be tens, dozens of replies going back to the journalist. If you can make yourself stand out in any way, shape or form, it's always going to help you out. Let them know who you are. Give them a bit of information around who the company is. And again, if you can be unique with that, that always helps. Smart but not boring. If you've got statistics or research or some information that can help your point, then great. Be prepared. Once you've sent that response, it may take some additional emails and some further information, any pictures, high-res pictures. That will all be discussed with the journalists themselves when they get back in touch with you. And finally, relax. At the end of the day, the journalists are asking for information. It might be something that they'll be coming back to in a few days' time, so you might not get a direct response. But keep an eye out on your inbox. The journalists will get back to you if it's matching what they are looking for. And again, we've got a number of clients who are using our service on a regular basis, and you can see some case studies that we've got from those few people who've come back to us with some really good vibes for our service.
That's brilliant. Thanks, Tom. I think we'll leave that there just so people can see that as we go through some of the questions that have come in. We've had quite a few questions come in, but again, if you're listening and you'd like to ask a question, please use the chat window on your screen. Tom, the first question is this service free for journalists to use?
Yes, it is. It's completely free for journalists, and that's a big selling point for us, is the fact that journalists get to use this free of charge, and that works really well. It gets journalists sending in their inquiries for you, and you can then start building your relationship, and there's no pressure on the journalist to use our service.
Excellent. And I guess a follow-on from that is what publications, what kind of people? Is it a very certain level of press, or is it kind of everything?
So we get a wide range of journalists coming through our service and using the Journalist Enquiry Service. So whether that range from editors or journalists or freelance journalists, bloggers as well, and that covers all areas of media, whether that be national newspapers, magazines, or individual blogs.
Excellent. And with the search function, where you're looking at things like Christmas and with it's Black Friday, can you search for specific journalists?
You can, if you know a specific journalist name, you can search by their name in that keyword search. It's just a case of typing in whatever you're looking for, whether that be a name, a publication, or a specific keyword, and that will all come out from that search.
And I guess this next one is a bit of a how long is a piece of string, but how many inquiries should they expect? By a day or a week as they sign up for this?
So yeah, you're quite right. It's kind of how long is a piece of string. I mean, what we would normally expect is it's very different depending on the categories that you go with. But you could be looking anywhere between 15, 20 inquiries a day, right the way through to sort of a couple of hundred during a week.
But the more topics you take, the more inquiries you're going to get.
Yes, of course. The more categories you select, and depending on how you play around with the filters, that will all depend on how many inquiries that you'll get coming through into your inbox.
So say you've got a lot of inquiries, how many inquiries should the user be replying to?
Well, it would all depend on what's relevant. As long as there's something relevant, then by all means reply to them. We would normally expect that you could reply to a couple during each week. But again, this all depends on your client and sort of the number of inquiries coming through. If there is anything that is relevant, by all means send some information through to the journalist and see what they have to say on that.
And is it all right, because obviously the journalists are putting a deadline on it, is it all right to reply after the deadline?
The deadline's there for a reason. I mean, what normally happens is the journalist will give you plenty of time to reply to these. So once the deadline has passed, you won't be able to reply back to the journalist. And what you'll get is effectively a bounce back email coming into your own inbox to let you know that the deadline has passed on that particular inquiry.
Excellent. Now, a couple of people have asked this. Is it just UK based, or is there other locations around the world which are using this?
So at the moment, the Journalist Enquiry Service focuses purely on UK and Ireland media. I'm not too sure with the recent acquisition what the plan is going forward, but for the moment, it's purely UK and Ireland inquiries.
Excellent. And are most of the clients and the users, therefore, are they B2C rather than B2B?
We have a good mix of both sides of the coin, so whether that be B2C or B2B, there's different types of inquiries coming through. And again, if you are B2B, you can play around with the filters and focus that around exactly what you're looking for, and the same on the consumer side as well. So it's open for both sides of the coin for you to have a play around with.
Someone's asked, where did the numbers for the blogger followers come from? Are these vetted by yourselves? And I guess, as a broader question, how are the inquiries vetted in-house?
So when a journalist sends through an inquiry through our website, what that will do is it will go through to our team of moderators. They will look over that inquiry just to make sure that everything is exactly what we're looking for. We'll look to remove anything like paid advertorial, which we do not include as part of the Journalist Enquiry Service. So anything that does come through to you, it does match what we want to send out to you guys, and we make sure that it's free of charge, so you won't be charged for any of the editorial that gets sent out following your reply.
Excellent. Questions coming thick and fast. We're a Scottish charity. Can the filters include specific locations?
So the filters won't narrow it down by location, but again, what you can do is you can go through the archive, type in Scotland as a keyword or whatever you want as a keyword, and then start looking through those inquiries that have gone through. And what you may find is that the same journalist is talking about the same things a couple of times during the year, so it might be a case that you've missed them out this time, but what normally happens is they'll come back around with something similar in the not too distant future, and that's a case of just keeping an eye out on their names and their publication, and either contacting them directly or keep an eye on the inquiries as they come through.
Excellent. And I think we covered this next question earlier, but I think it's worth repeating. So obviously there's lots of national press, but someone's asked if there are any trade publications using the service as well.
Yes, we do get trade publications using the service occasionally. Again, it will just be a case of having a look through into the archive and also using the filters to see what exactly they're after. But yes, we have had trade publications using the service on a regular basis. Excellent.
Now, someone has asked if the service is already available to use. And if I couple that with another question, like, is it accessible through the main Vuelio dashboard, or is it at the moment a standalone product?
So yes, it is available now. It does stand at the moment as a standalone product. So what you'll have to do is speak either with your Vuelio account manager or get in touch with us directly, and we'll look to get you set up with the service. But yeah, get in touch with us and we'll set you up with what you need.
Excellent. And a couple of people have asked about pricing, but I guess we can wrap that up with the option of a trial as well. So you can trial this service before you buy it.
Yes, there is the option for a one-week trial. So if anybody does want to have a look into this service in a bit more detail, then yeah, get in touch and we can get you guys set up with a one-week free trial, which will give you full access to the service, and you can see these inquiries as and when they come in. In terms of pricing, it is an annual fee. What that will be is up to you, depending on the categories that you're looking at. And again, that will be a case of speaking with whoever your account manager is, or whoever you're speaking with either of our teams.
And are there a maximum number of categories or like filters or searches that you can take?
So you can have all the categories that we have available, all 25 of them, or you can take one or two. It's completely up to you. There's no minimum number of categories that you have to take. With the filters and everything like that, that is all included within your own subscription, and each individual can then go into their own My Account and filter the inquiries as and when they jump through.
Excellent. And someone's asked here, I could probably cover this one, what plans are there to integrate with other parts of Vuelio? And obviously, with the recent acquisition, we are looking to bring the best of both worlds to everyone, both sets of clients. So everyone who uses the service will be able to use everything they need, and it will be in one place for them. Someone also just asked if we offer a media monitoring service, which we do, and again that can be part of the package if you're looking to do that. And again, you can speak to your account manager, or anyone here on the team will be able to help you with that. I think that's probably all we've got time for. We are going to cover this all the questions that have come in, just because there are so many. We're quite overwhelmed here, in a blog post follow-up, and that will be sent out to everyone. And we also have a white paper coming up covering the Journalist Enquiry Service, which will be sent again to everyone who's listened today and everyone who's listening to the recording. I'm afraid that's all we've got time for, but Tom, thank you so much.
No worries, thank you very much.
All of our listeners, thank you so much for joining us, and join us again next time, and email or tweet if you've got any other questions. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much, and goodbye.